What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another Sylvanclaw collection. We have the For the Forgotten collection, inspired by buildings that have been reclaimed by nature and abandoned estates frozen in time, kind of that spooky type of creepy vibe. We have some deep fall colors to check out, including a re-release of a very popular shade that was launched initially earlier this year. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Ashes to Dust is a magnetic with a gray Corelli base, orange iridescent flakes, and scattered holographic glitter. I 100% agree with the official description. This has what I consider a true Corelli base. It starts off and builds up very much like a jelly in that it's a softer type of buildup, but it's got that nice plumping action that we see in creamy, smooth polishes too. Very satisfying on the brush strokes. The magnetic pigment itself is what I consider fine particle, but it is a little heavier to move. Now, keep in mind, my ring magnet is not the strongest magnet. I'm sure a bar magnet, a neodymium classic magnet would probably pull the particles closer together quicker, but I just wanted to know I did add maybe 10-15 seconds for each of my magnetic parts of the video here. Also, on the end of my third coat there, I chose to use Tyler's Trinkets magnetic top coat just to kind of help give more of a contrast to the magnetic particles. Regardless, I would strongly suggest going up to 3 coats with this one. It is opaque at 2 coats, but I liked that third coat and how it built up for opacity and plumpness and just giving me more of a dramatic magnetic effect. Bat is a graphite linear holographic base with a purple shimmer. I appreciate how this brand does holographics. I like that the particle size to the particles, for lack of better words, that we're seeing seem to be very, I don't know, they seem to be a larger type of particle size. I don't know. I could be talking at my butt here, but I feel like it's just bigger looking and it gives this very packed, dense-like appearance. I like it a lot. This has a somewhat thicker jelly type of formula, not meaning that in a bad way. It was very easy to apply, as you saw in the video there. And I chose to do 3 coats. Now, I think 2 coats might give you some opaque coverage, but I liked that plumper appearance as this one dries on very flat, which is what we typically see with holographics. Apparition is a sheer white that shifts between green and pink. This is one of those milky types of white that I think you can stop at 2 coats if you like that softer, very pearly type of appearance, but I chose to do 3 coats just to see what it would look like, what the difference in opacity, all that good stuff. And I liked it. I think it absolutely brings out that stronger, more opaque type of pearl finish, but I'm not ever going to side eye a softer type of milky look because I also appreciate that type of appearance too. This will dry down quite flat, so use a good glossy top coat and mind your brush strokes for any potential streaking. Velvet Dream is a deep old money green shimmer polish. This is probably maybe my second pick out of the set. I loved how this one built up. It starts off on the softer side, as you can see here, but on the second and third coat, it will plump up magnificent and give you excellent coverage. Another one that is, yes, fully opaque at 2 coats, but that third coat, I felt like, you know the drill, plumped it up and gave me that thicker appearance I always go for. No need to mind your brush strokes or anything. This one was really forgiving, especially as I had a little cotton ball fiber on that middle nail there. I do apologize about that, but you can see it didn't drag or anything like that. This will also dry down pretty satin-like, so if you're wanting to gloss it up, make sure you're using a good top coat. Timeless is a bronze microflake polish. This is one of those polishes that I consider being a large particle chrome type of finish. We have like a busted mirror ball. I don't know. It's very foil-like, and what I would classify as a true foil finish. Very metallic in how it applies, and also, again, very opaque at 2 coats. But I chose to stop at 3 coats as it just built up and gave me that, again, thicker appearance I like. This will dry down semi-flat, so I think any top coat works just fine. However, it is a little thirsty for that top coat, so if you're wanting that very glass-like finish, you might want to do maybe a glitter smoother. Again, not for texture though. Undead is a thermal with pink shimmer that's black in the cool state and teal green in the warm state. Now the thermals for this release, I loved them. They are fantastic. And I have to say, thermals typically go one way or another with a lot of brands. They have a great formula or they have one that you need to work with a little bit. And I have to say, Sylvanclaw really knocked it out with both of these. Very creamy in application. And I was very cold because, again, I have a fan running on me in the office here. And so when I warmed up my nails and I saw that warm state, I was pleasantly surprised with how contrasting it looked. I chose to stop at 2 coats. Those of you who like that thicker appearance, maybe a 3rd coat, but I didn't see it was warranted. Wilted Rose is another thermal for this release. This is a pink shimmer that leans wine red in the cool state and purple in the warm state. I really, really enjoyed this one, very much so. It also built up very similar to Undead. It's got that very smooth, creamy, crelly type of feel on the brush strokes. And I chose to, again, stop at 2 coats. So your preference, however you want to do that. But I thought this one looked just fine. And then with my glossy top coat, it plumped it up pretty well in that regard, gave me that nice gel-like appearance. Again, super contrasting, and the shimmer pops really well in both states. And then Midnight is a deep purple blue jelly with a teal to blue to purple shifting shimmer and scattered holographic glitter. This one has been re-released, and it is now Midnight. Formerly, it was named Midnight Bonnet if you missed out on it. If you did, I highly urge you, maybe let this one be your introduction to the brand if you haven't tried out Sylvanclaw yet. This polish is beautiful. It's very pretty. To me, when I initially reviewed the original one, I said these give me old school indie finishes. It is a jelly-like type of finish and then build it up at 3 coats, and it's this gorgeous pond-like effect of all that shimmer action, and it's got that beautiful purpley type of shift to it too. So 3 coats and a glossy top coat is perfect for this one. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. Ashes to Dust is interesting to me over black. I think this might have some potential, possibly, over neutral colors. Bat also passes the test. Interesting, you can see all the depth on it over black. Apparition, I think only over lighter colors, maybe. Velvet Dream, no point, it's too opaque. That's not a bad thing. Timeless, possibly. I think you'll have to get a little creative with the bases though. And then the 2 thermals, I never recommend top ring thermals, especially ones that don't have a colorless to somewhat creamy warm state to them, if that makes sense. And Midnight passes the test with flying colors over black. I could see it also working over blues, purples, indigos, things like that. The For the Forgotten collection is currently available on Sylvanclaw's website. I will link you all below to that if you want to get in there and check it out. These and many, many more. I do have videos of the other launches for Sylvanclaw. If you are just checking out this brand on my channel for the first time, I have quite a few reviews that I've done over the last few months. So be sure to check those out too and go check out Sylvanclaw, show her some love. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.